that's a tremendous looking trophy.
The Explosion Network would like to start this podcast with a moment's silence for a man known for his laurels and his morals. Dylan Blight, you will be missed as the first and not so great host of this show.
Don't let your life pass you by.
And hello everybody and welcome to the all new and improved Platinum Explosion, the number one PlayStation podcast in the Strayans. This is where we're at now. I would like to welcome my new ho-host and sidekick, Ashley Hobley. How are you, Ashley?
I'm very good. I'm definitely a good ho-host.
You're a great ho-host. Thank you very much. You went through a grueling application process. You jumped over freaking small swimming pools filled with sharks, and you made it through. So that shows the dedication that I needed in my ho-host for this podcast. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you very much, Ciaran. It's a great honor.
We do not know exactly what has happened to Dylan Blight on this show, but he is gone.
I heard it was a freak pillow accident.
Freak pillow accident in Sydney. To be honest, out with the trash is what I say. Let's move on with the show. We have lots of news this week, and we have every trophy counting this week as well.
Very original.
I'm just checking my show notes, everybody. It's fine. All right. First up this week, we have Cowboys. We have Indians. What are we thinking about that Red Dead Redemption 2 screenshots and delay back to October 23rd?
I mean, it's not a surprise that it's been delayed till October. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be out earlier in the year. So
I'm surprised, but I'm also at the same time like it's going to be March 2019, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe.
With those screenshots look really good, and everybody in the industry and everybody in the social medias are really loving that, that release date and the screenshots. And I'm like, I don't believe this until I see gameplay, until I actually see it either at an E3 demo or something being run.
Do you reckon it'll be E3 this year?
I hope so. If it's not, I'd be a bit
worried.
Yeah. No, I'd say I was fairly right for March. And so it's been interesting because I've seen people disappointed with delay. I've seen people excited about it and grateful that Rockstar came out. In my opinion, really, Rockstar could have been anything it wanted.
Rockstar, it could have been any time. They don't answer to anybody really.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. They've got GTA Online still floating the boat. They've got time to spare. Like, I would rather them, bring out content soon, but also make sure it's polished. So that's what they've said. They said they're polishing it up. October 23rd will it be its release. You know what, Ash? Like, hosting's fairly hard.
Yeah.
You know what?
Do you want to take a break?
No, like, I'm good, but like, I'll give it to him a little bit. Like,
welcome to your undead nightmare, you son of a bitch.
No. Sorry, headphone listeners. What is this? What Tasmanian magic is this? I killed you.
We have 69 lives.
Yeah, you do.
So that means you're now on a subpar number of 68?
Yeah, but we can get one back if we collect the 9 bowls of Tasmanian spirits of long lost past.
You find 6 Tasmanian devils.
If we find 6 Tasmanian devils.
And then you have to
you
go
rub their butts together where they're really crackly yet soft at the same time, and they make that really weird noise where they're like then you get one wish and you can ask for one of your lives back. And I'll tell you what, I'm on to that mission tomorrow. Check out youtube.com/VivaLaDeal for the vlog where I summon the tiger dragon to grant my wishes of ladders that lead to Jack's crypt where I can wish upon the stars of yesterday.
I think resurrection's a bad thing, actually.
Kill
Yeah, I
me.
think it's affected your brain a little bit.
I think resurrection's made it worse.
You're going to need to put some harder eucalyptus oils into them pillows to try and go harder at me, you son of a bitch.
I didn't... Dylan, what? It wasn't me, Dylan. I tried to fend off your attacker, but he wasn't. You know, I'm just weak. I could not fend him off with.
I'm pretty sure if you follow at Platt Podcast, you can clearly see, as the audience will hold, that it is you.
How do they know it's me?
Because it was
It's your
tweeted from
voice.
your account.
No, but
was
like
tweeted from your account.
the guy also like attacked me and then used my phone to tweet it
If
out.
no one knows what we're
Pretty sure it's
talking
your
about,
voice in the video as well.
No,
yeah,
I don't
I'm just
think
gonna play.
it is.
I feel like I just need to play the audio right now because there, in case anyone listening doesn't know, yeah, Ciaran attempted to kill me, wasted one of my lives, but we will get it back. Here is that moment in audio form for everyone.
What the fuck? Come on. Shh. Quiet now. Quiet. Shh. Quiet. Just quiet. Plat, motherfucker. Plat. Shh. Shh. Shh.
I didn't hear it. Like that shushing. Like
You know, only a guilty person would actually try to hum over me trying to play
are
evidence.
you making fun of my
and
disability?
be dumb enough to not think that I can just mute your section of the
Are
audio?
you making fun of my disability?
You fucking idiot. I'm like, doesn't matter if you and Ash start la 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 in the background, as long as I'm not.
Are you making fun of me?
I am. Welcome to the number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanic, everybody, with your host, Dylan Blight,
See,
for episode
Ciaran, I love
46.
you, but that sounds much better.
Sounds a lot better, is what I'm going to say. You cannot kill me.
The Australia's, that's no good.
You got number one thing in Australia.
I was put under
why you-
pressure.
that's-
I was trying to keep the show going for you in Dylan's memory. Dylan, we
You're
did
trying
like
to keep the show going in my memory by just cutting off the New Zealand audience?
no, but Dylan, like, didn't I did like this beautiful speech about you at the start? Like, really hammed it up and played up how much we love and respect you here at the Explosion Network. How much I missed you. I shed a couple tears, and then I had to in your
Ash,
memory. The
did
show
he-
went on.
Did he do any of that?
It's all a blur.
Are you both drunk?
I'm still tired from all those jumping over swim pools, so.
He did it today. Like we got
Fair
back.
enough.
and-
Did you talk about Red Dead Redemption?
A little bit.
no, we didn't.
Cross that off my list.
Oh, okay,
you
but
have
we
any
Which
did.
is
thoughts?
that RTX.
No, I didn't mention anything. What was RTX? That was that thing we went to. Like
It was just that thing where you attempted to murder me.
I don't remember that bit.
Don't remember that bit. Not much PlayStation
No.
news there. Ash, if you could ask 2 questions about RTX to the 2 people who attended, well, Jack did, but he's not here. If you ask 2 questions to the 2 people who are here to answer them about RTX, what would your 2 questions be?
How drunk did you get?
I got very drunk.
So Friday
Saturday
night was a tale of Dylan and me both attempted to get drunk and neither of us succeeded. No matter, like, we started drinking at 12 and we didn't finish till like 11, and there was bits of walking in between that, but we had a fair go at it and it didn't work. And then Dylan went off the handles. Saturday night, Dylan was uncaged. He refused not to, be sober.
Saturday night's my night for cons, it appears.
He is.
That's the night you got to watch
Hey,
me.
Yeah.
hey, Ashley, do you want to guess what time Dylan got in?
3 o'clock.
Close, 3:30. Do you want to guess what time Dylan woke up? Because before you answer this, direct quote from the night before where we communicated about this.
Right before
where-
we're about to drink.
Well, I said to
It was
Dylan,
like-
if you come home, be home at 4. And he's like, okay, I will, but I'll be okay
Yes,
this
Dad.
time. And I was like, remember last time and how much you hated Sunday? He's like, yeah, man, it's okay, but this time I don't have anything to get up and edit, so that's fine. I can get like a full 8 hours sleep. That's all good. And I was like, okay, sure. Now, what time did he wake up, Ash?
Probably 8 o'clock.
6:45.
Oh, dear God.
6:45 he got up, and
Sleep's overrated.
he hated it. Hated the entire day. Hated the whole.
Yeah, made it through the whole day. though.
Like he was not hating the actual event. He was just hating himself for the day.
I was very tired.
He was indeed very tired. Not too
Very tired
tired.
now.
Because I think actually no, we were overtired Sunday night. That's
Guess why didn't I get to sleep in this morning, Ciaran?
because for some reason I thought it'd be a good idea to take the same flight as Jack at like 8:30. So I had to
Yeah,
leave
and guess
at like
we set
7.
an alarm for 6 o'clock, and then wouldn't even wake up to
No,
it.
I set an alarm for like 6:15, and then you didn't give me a chance to wake up for it.
it was ringing for a fucking minute, and I had to throw a water bottle at your face to wake you up.
I don't. Once again, don't remember that part.
What's your second question, Ash?
Yeah, what's the story of the Clicker Girl?
Clicker Girl was a young lady who was at the merch
Can we
line.
not repeat what I actually said though? Out of context, that's terrible.
What he said out of context is in fact terrible, and we gave him shit for it. It wasn't specifically about her, but she was like the start of the terrible line. Ciaran said. The Clicker Girl was a girl, a nice lady. She was great. She was fun to talk to.
She was cute, you might say.
You definitely said she was cute
Couple
at least
times.
once or twice. You said it a few more than that. She was a girl who was, 2 episodes in a row. We're just talking about fucking
Ciaran with girls. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm too much of a player.
She was sitting at the front, and she'd block off because when there's too many people. You was at RTX last year,
Yep.
Ash. They let a certain amount of people into the merch area, and then block off the line.
Oh, okay, yep.
And she's the girl saying you can go through. And we called her Clicker Girl because she had like one of those clicker counter things, and her job the whole day was to like keep track of how many people came through. When she showed us. There was like 2,000 or something people on it. Anyway, we're standing in line. We're at the front, and I think Jack starts up the conversation by being like, "What's that in your hand?" or whatever, and asks about the clicker thing. And then we get talking about it, and then Ciaran sees an entrance for cute girl conversation. That's the way I like to put it, because Jack started the conversation, and Ciaran suddenly was like, "Oh, hello there." And
Works every time.
So we had like a 5-minute conversation with this girl at the front of the line, and Ciaran said something not directly about her, but because we talked to her, that we will not repeat for the sake of me having to just probably bleep it later because out of context it is terrible. And he should feel bad.
I don't, because in my head that sentence works.
In your head it made sense, but then I pointed out that it really doesn't make sense.
Me too.
In the real world.
Me too.
In the real world. And we've since
2018
had other. Yeah. Anyway, shout out to that girl if she ever listens to this.
You are cute.
It was
Hit
nice.
me up.
Thanks for talking to us. We made a whole bit about what was the number? It was about to hit like 3,000.
No,
it was
it's
about
about
to
to
hit
hit
2,500.
Was it? No, I thought it was like 5,000. It was
Something.
5,000.
Anyway, it was like the next number she was going to click was to roll over to a big number or something like that. It was either like 2,500 or 5,000 or something like that.
Yep.
So that the bit that was making jokes about which one of us gets to go first to be that number. So we did a bit about like holding hands or linking arms to go through the Sorry to this girl, because when I'm thinking back on the whole thing,
Sounds awkward.
it sounds terrible. Yeah, it sounds terrible. Anyway, that's Clicker Girl.
That was
the
Clicker Girl.
story.
Also, Jaden Pryor, I know you're listening. Thank you very much. Jaden Pryor hung out with us for the weekend. Great fan. Appreciate you. Can you please keep a track how many times the word bit is used throughout this entire goddamn podcast? Because you know what.
No. I want to shout out. Well, we shout out Jared too. Shout out to Jared, Jaden, both repping Explosion Network merch.
Damn straight.
For a start.
Work,
Good to
Jared.
see. Good to be out in public. See people wearing the Bevan, even though I lost him.
Jeez.
He's hard to keep up with, that guy. And yeah, not only count the amount of times we probably say it's a bit during this podcast, but when I get the RTX content up, which will be some point after this podcast is live, count how many times it's a bit is said throughout all of that content as well, because that is something that's going to be quite a high number, I believe.
Supercut.
It's just going to be. It's going to be a supercut of it's a bit. Is this a bit?
Is
it
this a bit?
It's a bit.
Is this a bit?
It's a bit.
This will all make sense when that content does come out, of course. So that's RTX. Let's move on to some actual video game stuff. There's not much video game. There was nothing video game related to really talk about at PAX. We played
RTX?
Projection. That's it. There's a video. RTX. There was heaps of PAX.
Yeah, that
we
video
played
looked very
Projection.
similar to one I saw us do at RTX, where Ciaran was talking to another Victorian in front of a yellow wall in an Explosion Network shirt. Yeah.
Yep. And Jack played it at this event, and Jack talked about it as a different, new point of view on Projection. At this point, I believe I'd like to think we have the most content on Projection. Cool game. good to see it again, or good to watch it.
Was
again.
it really nothing
We've
else,
now
or?
got- I mean, there was
Death Squared. There was Super One Jump, which looks really fun, which is a game for the Switch where it's puzzle levels that only has one button. So you just have to jump over the obstacles and stuff. That looks really cool just because there was like different modes where it was multiplayer, so every person had a different colored line and the stage was broken up into different colored lines. So when it's your color, you have to be the one that jumps. And that
There was a
looked
VR game
that looked crazy. The VR game, I can't remember what that was called.
that I refused to play because I stood there for a good 5 to 10 minutes watching other people using it to see if they were wiping down the headset really clean afterwards. They were not, which they were doing at PAX. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going near that thing because they're not cleaning that, so I'm not using it. And then the other game they had was a multiplayer, like side-scrolling thing that I can't remember the name of. They always had people of them. There was only like 5 games there or whatever it was, 5 games I think. That was it. It's very small, much like last year. It's not an event about playing games on show floor at all. They're just kind of there. There's a couple if you want to check them out. But that's not really what the event is about at all. And they were always really busy. I would have liked to check some of them out. There was always people there. We couldn't get in. If you're listening to this and you make any of those games and you'd like us to check out your games next year, you can feel free to email us and we'll book an appointment. Thank you very much. Because we had a projection appointment and we've got content on your game.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Alienware Australia. Thank you very much for getting us involved with the PUBG event time thing panel that was going on. Jack and myself, using Alienware hardware, jumped in for a couple games of PUBG with the Achievement Hunter guys. Fantastic running hardware. They have this 34-inch curved screen that I really want.
You know how many times I've heard Ciaran say 34-inch curved
34-inch
on and off camera this weekend?
screen. Oh,
A lot.
he was
He
so
had his dick in
pretty.
his hand several times.
It was
I'll
so
say.
pretty. It was so perfect.
I know, I do agree. I didn't play, but watching them play the whole time, I was just like staring.
Do you know what bothered me the
Ciaran
most?
wasn't
though?
playing on it.
No,
I was staring
that
at
was
Jack's
what.
screen.
That's what bothered me the most.
Yeah.
Is that the
I was
non-PC
staring at
game
Jack's
player
screen, like,
jumped on that one, and I was like, I hate you.
Because I've seen them. I've seen those big monitors, like like just off, like like on a JB Hi-Fi or wherever, just like sitting there. I'm like, oh yeah, cool, big screen or whatever. But actually seeing a game played on it and stuff, I was like, oh, actually, I was like imagining the editing abilities on that sucker. That's all I was thinking. Just wanted for editing. Yeah, so. RTX. They also had like another VR thing set up at the Alienware, like in that same area.
It was a
They were
Dell
playing, like
headset.
Super Hot and stuff on it, I think.
Yeah, it was a Dell headset.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was on the other
I can't remember
side,
what
like
it
it
was
was in the same booth area, yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty sure they was playing like Super Hot and stuff like that, which there was a big line for that, and I was like, well, I'm not lining up to play a game I've already played on a different headset
On inferior hardware.
for like ages. So no. But that was there. Anyway. Let's move on to some video game news and stuff that's happened. First thing, PS Plus games have dropped for this month. Most importantly, finally, you can get Knack for free. It's
The original
finally
Knack,
happened,
our
everyone.
Lord and
The
Savior.
original Knack is finally free on PS Plus. The game that everyone thought would be on PS Plus freaking ages ago. Finally here.
Like, you'd
If
think
you haven't
it-
played Knack,
It makes no sense. Why
So
now?
weird. It's so
why
weird.
now? I have no idea. Why not the month before or the month of Knack 2 release?
Well, they gave away Knack
have
2 for
no
free,
idea.
so
I have no idea. Yeah, exactly. They should just gave away the whole fucking series for free at this point. Well, they have now,
Yep.
I suppose, technically. So that's exciting. I guess it's a meme that it's free finally, but whatever. I'm sure everyone that cares about it's got it at this point or actually picked it up for $8 used at EB Games or out of a garbage bin in your grandma's apartment.
Somebody probably
Other
threw
things
it
that
at
are
you.
free are Rhyme on PS4.
that's a weird one,
which-
kind of, isn't it?
Yeah, that's weird, but it's free now, so I might check it out because I didn't really want to pay for it. So I'm now like, well, if I want to check it out, it's there. Spelunker HD and Mugen Soul Z are PS3 games, and Exile's End and Grand Kingdom are the Vita games, and Grand Kingdom is also on PS4 though. So there you are. I think it's a whatever month.
Yeah, pretty-
whatever. Sure, it's January. Let's be honest, it's not. They're never that
February.
great at the start of the year. Oh, yeah, it's February. Holy
God damn
shit,
it,
you're
where did that
fucking
go?
right.
Yeah.
It's going. It's February 2016. We're already in the second month of the year.
2018.
I'm going to be dead and buried before long, ladies and gentlemen. Like properly, like no coming back. There's only these lives can only last so long, and the days go too fast. February, good point. Anyway,
Yep.
PS4 firmware 5.50 is in beta, and details have dropped for that because people are playing at the moment. There's a couple cool things in it. You can now delete. This is the thing that I really like. You can now delete purchase games. Well, it's really hide because they still exist, but you can delete them out of your library. Games, demos, betas, all that sort of stuff. Excites me because all the betas always hang around in my library, and I hate seeing them there. And you can never hide them or anything before now, and now you can get rid of them. And that makes me happy as someone who likes to, organize my things. So it's just whatever. It's like scrolling through. It's like Battlefield beta, all these sort of things. I'm like, I don't fucking... You look through someone's trophy list too. It's like it tries to compare the trophies of betas and stuff like that because they're just listed in your games. I'm like, no, just delete that. It's annoying me. I don't want this here.
Does it? Do you still hold onto the license if you accidentally delete something else? Like, do you still hold on the license? You just re-download it from the store.
It just hides it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
It's not actually deleting it. Like you'd have to rebuy it. It's just hiding it. And other new cool thing that's not a big deal, but it's just nice to finally have it, is you can now finally clear older notifications in one button click.
Oh crap!
Oh, yeah.
Separately.
All right. Do you know what they also need to do? And I should have mentioned this last week when we did the freaking Telltale episode. I hate Telltales. When there's a new game, make it easier for me to get the new episode.
Oh, hell yeah.
Make it...
Yeah, just highlight the game, click down, and then it's just like... it's just like there on the main menu, not even down. You know how like when you highlight and it's like people streaming the game now and all that sort of shit, like in that part off to the right? It should just be like, newest episode here.
Yeah,
click down.
Go. Not open up the game, go to the episode, go to the open it up, and it's like, do you need to purchase the season pass? And I'm like, no, I've already done that. And then you have to go to the episode itself and download the episode itself, and no, make it easier.
It's a bit of a mess. And then the other cool thing was PS4 Pros now have super sampling mode if you're running your PS4 Pro not on a 4K TV. Which is nice.
That's nice. Makes it kind of worth it for people to... Well, not worth it, but...
Well, not worth it, but it's at least...
What do those words
thing
mean?
That's on there.
It just makes it prettier. Like, it'll make it, like... It'll push your screen further than the normal settings would be for a game. Like, it would...
Super sampling is a PC Master Race term.
It's still, like, you're still taking advantage of... Because at the minute, 9 times out of 10 with PlayStation 4 Pro, like, when you're playing a game on it on an old screen... It's not taking advantage of the hardware, even though you have the hardware. It'll just run itself like it's a normal PlayStation 4.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there's boost mode,
Yeah, but...
which was getting more frames out, but it wasn't...
No, it wasn't doing much. Yeah. No.
I mean, that was the one of the things I loved when I got... I tested, and unless someone proves me wrong, I tested boost mode on and off in Batman, whatever, Season 1 at the start of last year when I got my Pro, and boost mode fixed my Telltale game engine frames per second problems. So, I don't know if that's for everyone. I've never had problems with any Telltale games since then, not since I've had boost mode on. So...
Interesting. Why didn't you mention this earlier to people, Dylan? Why are you holding back this information?
Pretty sure I mentioned it on youtube.com/VivaLaDill in one of my vlog episodes.
Well, nobody really goes there or watches that crap, so,
Maybe they should.
Why? They're already here.
Maybe they should.
Well, they're already here.
Maybe they should.
Maybe you should go die.
Fucking hell. Jesus.
I don't mean that, though, Dylan. I do. I missed you.
No, I'm just editing out the part where you say you don't mean that. It's bad. I'm just laying in bed. I'm laying on my bed yesterday, and he's like, I think I've heard your voice enough this weekend, so you can just shut the fuck up now.
Truer words were never spoken.
I wasn't even fucking speaking. I'm just like, how about you shut the fuck up? You're not talking. Jesus. All right, a piece of news. Lots of news finally dropping. Worth pointing out, last couple of weeks, it's like that dull January period. There wasn't much really happening. And now it's just like, oh, yeah, the release dates, Red Dead, blah, blah, blah. Far Cry 3 is getting ported over to PS4 and Xbox One. People that get the Far Cry 5 Season Pass will have access to the game a whole 4 weeks earlier before it actually comes out. Is anyone here wanting to play Far Cry 3 on their current gen consoles?
Not really.
No, not really.
No, I don't.
It's a nice thing to do, but do you reckon they'll sell it separately afterwards?
Yeah.
Could you buy Modern Warfare separate to Call of Duty?
Yeah, it just
whatever it's
comes out 4 weeks earlier for the season pass, and then you can buy it separately.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I was like, I've got the platinum in Far Cry 3 now. I got it last year, thanks to Tom helping me with them fucking co-op things. But I don't love it as much as everyone else either. Okay. There's some really cool
it
moments in
disappoints
that
me.
game.
It disappoints me. How good I can't remember his name anymore. How good the villain is. Like, well,
Spoilers.
sorry if you haven't played it.
It's getting re-released. You can't spoil stuff if it's getting re-released, Ciaran.
Jeez,
It
Ciaran.
like re-triggers the spoiler.
Dylan, can you just put like a horse
Warning.
sound effect over my spoiler, please?
I'm gonna have to now, but now you're making me have to take notes and write on my precious skin, my beautiful skin.
It could be
You're
really
making me
funny.
Have to write time codes on it just to fix your fucking errors.
It could be funny if like a horse neighs over the top of me saying it or something.
Maybe
That'd be a bit.
that would be a good bit, would it?
That would be a good
Horse
bit, in my
neighing over
opinion.
swears?
Yeah.
That might be a good bit. I'll take note of that. Don't anyone else steal that bit.
It's an original idea.
It's an original idea until someone steals it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about Far Cry. I'm sure people think is whatever. It's nice, I suppose. As long as it's not really expensive, $25, Far Cry 3, whatever.
But how much is a season pass? Do you know?
$40, $50,
Yeah.
something like that.
It'd be like 100.
They listed the content too, but out of context, I read the season pass content, and I'm like, well, whatever. It could be shit. It could. I don't really know. I haven't played the game. Like, how do I know if this is good? Who really cares? In actual exciting news. Fuck you, Far Cry. A new Crash Bandicoot game appears to be coming in 2019. If you believe everything that's in this report that I'm about to give you details on. But I believe it because I want it. So, in a licensing report, which you can actually read the full thing because it's like public report, like a magazine thing that you can find. I'll link in the description. If I remember that, I will. Oh, no, I will remember. That's fine. Max Argyle, who's the licensing manager of GBI, a company in Europe, says, and I quote, about Crash Bandicoot, the new game was a huge success at retail with no marketing spent on it. Next year, it will be going broader. This was from late 2017, so next year is in fact 2018. Next year, it will be going even broader, coming to Switch and PC. And there will be another game in 2019. Full stop. The report then says, Activision has a 5-year plan for this and GBI and is delighted to be fully on board for all the products coming. So, I mean, that just seems like a slip of the tongue, blah, blah, blah. They could not, maybe he's wrong. Maybe he has no idea what he's talking about. Maybe they mentioned it, but this is a thing that was mentioned. The new game's apparently coming. 2019. Also coming to Switch and PC.
But I'm confused. Where's Xbox?
Yeah, I know, right?
If it's coming to PC, why isn't it coming
Yeah, I
to
know, right?
Xbox?
It's weird. Maybe you just missed it. I don't know.
yeah.
The Switch part's exciting. I feel like that will sell like hotcakes.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Even though I find
Like,
it kind of weird because what connections do Crash have to Switch?
He was on a Crash and Spyro were on GBA games. They did a
Yeah.
crossover game.
You've got it. I had Spyro games on GBA. That's
Yeah.
fine. It's acceptable.
So yeah, I mean, not mainstream Nintendo. That's like a random reference, but I mean, it exists. But I feel like PC, Xbox, Switch, Crash sells like hotcakes on the Switch, does okay on Xbox, does poor on PC. If I was going to order them,
Is that? Do you think that's a bit of a blunder on PlayStation's behalf? Like,
no.
you don't think they should have wrapped him up in a proper Sony exclusive T-shirt?
I feel like they would have tried, and they would have been like, no, I would prefer not to do that. And I feel like they got a good window of exclusivity and we're quite happy with that.
Okay.
And maybe for all we know, they got a good deal for the next game. Like, oh, if this does well for the next game, maybe it is exclusive. Or if this does well, maybe the next game will be 6 months to a year exclusive, and they were happy to take that ahead of time and stuff like that. Just happy to take the wins where you can get them for stuff like this.
Fair enough.
Plus,
fair enough.
PlayStation's so dominant to this generation. I'm sure they're going to get enough sales to not have to worry
they
about
don't need
it.
Crash Bandicoot. I mean, Crash Bandicoot was number one selling game in Australia, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it was in the charts for however long here. Done really well in America and Europe as well. I'm pretty sure like top 10 end of year things. But even with that, how well Crash sold, does PlayStation need the sales from those Crash games to be doing well? No, because they're already doing great without it. So it's fine. They didn't need Crash to... Maybe if it was PS3 era, Sony's way behind. They really need something. If they got the exclusive on it, the Crash collection, it would have definitely sold PS3s back in the day to help them to catch back up. But they don't need to catch up. They're on top. So
Yep.
the exclusive window just works. If there is a Crash game coming out in 2019, that's pretty fast turnaround, really. I feel like. If they're pushing it around that fast, that means they're definitely going to keep it in tone with the older generation of games and that type of level design and stuff like that. And they're not going to try and do what they did on the PS2 where they, opened it up to Crash walking around on like fully open island areas and like Jack and Daxter type open world stuff like that. I feel like they can turn around a game like this a lot faster if they are trying to keep the level design and structure in tone with the three games that people obviously love and brought. And that's why that would make sense why it's coming out fast.
Yeah.
Pretty fast anyway.
I just want them to remaster Crash of the Titans.
Crash of the Titans.
Yeah, it was
is
like
what you just said.
It was one of the Crash of the Titans.
Yeah, I know. I was just checking. I
Yeah.
was just checking.
That was the name of the game.
Yep, it was. It sure was.
Yeah.
It was a terrible game though.
No.
Terrible game. We don't
No.
talk about it
No. Hashtag Crash of the Titans remaster.
unless it's not a new game. It's a remaster of Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, they
I'd
could.
be pretty
they-
pumped.
yeah.
I'd be pretty pumped.
Because the guy
Or
could
just
mistake it as a
just a
new
new
game.
Crash Team Racing. What's
I
the
don't
one
want a
thing?
new one because I'll fuck it up. I
No,
just
but
remake the one that's
what's
good.
the one thing they don't have to compete with Nintendo? It's a fucking kart racer.
Kart Racer?
Yeah.
True, but you couldn't compete with the Mario Kart anyway.
I think
It
you
doesn't
could.
matter what you make.
Crash Team Racing fucking could.
Maybe. But they tried with a little big planet karting,
Yeah, but that's Little Fucking Big Planet. Who cares about those characters?
I suppose.
It's more about the characters from Crash that you loved, and they all have different. Yeah, make it.
Yeah,
Make
it still
happen.
wouldn't compete with Mario Kart.
It fucking.
No,
would.
it still wouldn't compete
It
with
would.
Mario Kart.
Fucking
Even though Crash Team Racing is the best kart racer of all time, it's still not going to compete with Mario Kart.
I think it could.
Putting your dollars on the wrong hat there. Let's do a Grandstand Gurus tie-in.
What?
Everyone ready?
What?
Everyone ready
Ladies
for
and
some
gentlemen, boys and girls.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I've got some esports news for you this week.
Experts.
Experts.
We were near the
Hoyts.
Direwolves at some point, by the way. There.
What?
The Esperts team, the Direwolves. We were
Oh.
stood right near them at one point.
Hoyts is going to be putting up esports arenas in cinemas all around Australia this year. The first will be in Sydney's Moore Park, and it's coming in April. The arenas will be fully equipped with broadcast and production areas. I have some quotes for you. Dominic Remond, who's the CEO of Jaffinity Esports, which is the people teaming up with Hoyts to do the whole thing, said, "We are delighted to announce our arena partnership with Hoyts, one of the world's leading entertainment companies. The esports arenas will be a game changer for esports in Australia and will allow fans and players to enjoy the best gaming action with a high quality location. We're excited that our inaugural G-Infinity Elite Series presented by Alienware will be the first event to be staged at the new arena in front of a live audience each weekend for 7 weeks." Now, this on top of last year's news about Etihad Stadium becoming a esports arena as well. It kind of seems like Australia's in a very fast, if you're going to count the Etihad news, and then this year, all these things have been put into swing. Australia's into a very fast upswing on the esports scene. feel like it's a big deal. They're
Which-
bigger than just bars. Like, because we have the bars. They're like, oh, this is an esports bar. But
Which overall, because I know people have been complaining recently that the Australian government doesn't want to invest in gaming and stuff.
that's the story. That we'll talk about that in a minute.
Overall, this is a positive because that means if esports becomes a bigger thing and it starts bolstering tourism.
Well, let's be
in
real.
those
It's already a
cities-
huge thing.
It's already huge, but I meant if it becomes an actual
In Australia.
institutionalized thing in Australia, and it's actually they can have numbers that say, "Hey, look at all these people that are coming to our country to watch fucking esports. Like, look at these teams that come. Look at the global identity that it has. It might lead to some more help from the government."
I find it so funny because in America, the big esports events are just held in like the huge basketball stadiums and stuff like that. Like they hold them in the. Like, I don't know names because I don't keep up with real sports.
The Barclays
But
Center. Madison
like the
Square
real-
Garden.
Yes, man. The really huge ones. I want to. It's like they're big there, but they don't have actual. As far as I'm aware, and I could be wrong because I haven't actually put effort into looking it up, but I've never heard of there being like proper places just put up or stadiums just turned into solely esports things. Like Etihad Stadium is being turned into like a proper esports thing. It's not like it's half and half. It's like this is solely kind of supposed
Well,
to be.
Etihad can't be totally. I'd like to. I haven't read much more about what they're doing with Etihad, but I don't think it'd be permanently an esports thing.
No, but it's like that's a priority.
It's like
at
a
the moment,
room.
I believe.
There'll be a
Yeah.
room and stuff. Yeah, there won't be the main ground.
But these Hoyts things, like I don't know how big it'll be, but it's going to be like bigger screen at least. Teaming up with that, enough room for however many. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool to see that it's beyond just a 50 to 100 people bar being set up in Melbourne or something like that, where you can just sit around and watch stuff on a TV. It's more of a get out, head to a certain place thing to support it. But you are right. It does lead questions into the Australian government's interest in the gaming Australian scene and stuff like that. But in a little bit of positive before we swing it into negative, last week the Australian government finally said they're going to put some money into the dev scene.
Yay.
The Turnbull government will be funding the GDAA, the Game Developers Association of Australia, with $17,000 to present an Oz showcase at GDC Game Developers Conference, the main one that's held in San Francisco, later this year. It's big news for the Australian dev scene, of course, to finally get a chance to go over there and try and sell their games to bigger publishers and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's one of these things where you read it, you're like, oh, that's great, that's fantastic for the Oz indie dev scene, whatever you want to call it, just the Oz game industry scene. But at the same time, it's still just weird that what's it called? I wrote it down here. So that a couple of years ago, they tried to get a report put out. They sent in, like, for the Senate, an inquiry about why they're not funding the Australian games industry at all, like a proper, constant kind of fund for this, like they have for other industries, like the movie and TV industry in Australia, because there isn't one. And last year they were supposed to have this report out and properly look into it and have an answer for this by the end of 2017. Now, I just checked my watch, and we're actually in 2018, and that thing still has not been addressed at all, which is slack as all fuck, especially considering the Australian games industry put out something like $120 million between 2016 and 2017, the financial year. Like, that's a lot of dollars that, I mean, the Australian government's missing out on, really. Like, they're not involved in that. They're not having any part of that. They're not helping bring up this huge industry. Australia has absolutely no part of it. There are a lot of other places in the world, like, it's like, where are the Witcher people from? Like, they're fucking all funded by Poland or whatever it was. Yeah, I mean, like, they're just like, they're like, here, make one of the biggest games, basically. I mean, they didn't fund it all, but that's the thing. It's just poor in Australia, really. Just very slack, very, very behind on the times. It's just looking at the games industry still as it's just a children games, video games. I'm sure I've heard of the Marios, but it's not worth putting money into. It's not as big as the movie industry or anything like that. It's not like people are trying to get jobs in it, and it's all these jobs that people have in the industry now in Australia. We won't put money in to support that at all. That's a terrible idea. Anyway, $17,000 to help get people to San Fran to show off stuff. It's better than nothing. It's a slight little clap.
Appreciate Malcolm Turnbull finding that money in his couch cushions.
Yeah, well, he's like, let me take that out of my retirement fund of
No, he didn't.
however much they get when they
No, he didn't.
rest their feet up. A lot of money. Anyone got anything on that?
I've said my piece.
Yeah, I
Paid my dues.
think you covered it.
Played your what?
Paid my dues.
Jews?
Dues.
Like
DUES.
spell it. Okay, because
Like
I was like, that's,
Hebrews?
I was gonna say
No,
that's racist.
Jews. Time after time.
You can't say pay and Jews.
Serve my
Same
sentence.
sentence. It's
I've
racist.
Committed no
It's-
crime.
We did.
Dylan, I've made mistakes.
Oh, I know because we're not mentioning it on the podcast. Remember the clicker girl thing.
I've made a few.
There's plenty of things. Hang around with Ciaran in real life, you'll catch him say something that you can't repeat on podcast eventually.
And it goes on and on and on.
It certainly does.
We are the champions, my friends.
Hashtag every trophy counts.
And we'll keep on fighting till the end.
Did you get any plats last week?
I meant to download Iron Mayor this morning so I could say yes, but I did not. So no. It's
Yeah,
like
I
my
got
first week of
nothing
this year
either.
that I didn't do anything.
Me neither.
I didn't play any video games at all last week.
I
was on
finished
holidays.
Resident Evil 7, the story
It was an
mode,
RTX.
but I didn't get any trophies from it.
Yeah, no. Well, no, you got trophies, but
No, I didn't get any trophies because it was on Xbox.
what? Oh. What?
I got achievement points. That's cool.
What? You got Chivos?
Chivos!
Plat, every no, okay.
Achieve.
The only list I got two lists. There's a game called Bird Cakes. Bird Cakes is the trophy list I'd like to point out for this week that I spotted. It's a game and it's got 1 platinum. Or it's a game. I just said that. I'm getting tired because I just pointed out. It's got 1 platinum, 8 gold, 0 silver. What the fuck? 22 bronze. However, judging solely off the trophy list, it seems easy. Because let me start reading out the trophies. I have no idea what type of game this is either. Kill a fly. Kill a fly with a hat. Kill a sugar-licking fly. Kill a yellow fly. Kill an enormous fly. Kill a burping fly. Kill a bully fly. Kill a tiny fly. Kill a tiny fly army. Kill a ghost fly. Kill a skeleton fly. Kill a demon fly. Kill a sniper fly. Kill a missile launching fly. Kill a robotic fly. Kill a mega fly. Kill a coin fly. Kill a piano fly. Kill a candy fly. Kill a musket fly. Kill a big jelly fly. Kill a military jelly fly. Kill a jelly fly. Kill a tiny jelly fly. Kill a laser fly. Kill the heart. Kill the brain. Kill that giant chunky monster. Beat a wave with a pink cupcake. Wake the red cupcake up.
How many of those did you just make up? And was that
None
a
of them.
bit?
None of them. That's the trophy list.
Oh, no, I've heard of this game. Isn't this like the Dark Souls inspired game?
You think this is a bit? It's not.
No, this is like the Dark Souls game where it's like it's really hard to kill each fly.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. What do you kill? What weapons do you have?
Well, it depends what you need. Like sometimes you're armed with like a fly swatter. I know on the harder levels when you get deeper into the game, the fly swatter breaks, and you either have to use like your hands or like like 2 halves of paper plates, and you smash them together to kill them. But you have to dodge their attacks.
Ciaran.
They're really fast.
That is legit, 100% the trophy list.
I know.
And this is not, in fact, a bit.
I know. And that's why I was explaining the game just then.
Ash, you haven't been on this show for a couple of weeks. How's it going?
Oh, it's not too bad. Yeah. Clearly,
At least listen. Did
it's
listen each
stayed the same level while I've been gone.
How many episodes has it been on since you was last on?
Since that, I think it's maybe the first one this year that I was on.
Well, it's probably 3.
The
it's 2
the
with
car
just me
accident
and
one.
you.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
so that was December 4th. I mean, that was January 1st.
First, something like that.
Wait,
Most
you really haven't been on
anticipated games of 2018 was the last one you was on. So since then, we've talked about the great. Do you have the Great Trophy War you missed out on?
Shame.
Cyberpunk leaks episode, PS All Stars 2 cast, and then last week's Telltale Do Next episode. How do you think the last 4 episodes that you haven't been part of were?
But he's
Very-
listened to them. So
I
he knows.
enjoyed last week when Sheree was on and
Is that it? You just
elevated it.
did it.
Yeah.
Did it?
What are you saying? We're shit?
What are you trying to say to us, Ash?
Yeah, what are you trying to say? Whose ass are you trying to suck?
I was going to say, Ash, I don't see Cherie around here anymore. I see a hangout with you, me, and Dylan.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I didn't think this
that's
through.
what I see right now. See us sharing some time on a podcast together. Cherie, do you want to help Ash? No.
I couldn't hear
No,
anything.
I couldn't
that
hear.
was a whole bunch of silence.
That was everything. That was awesome.
Because it's just us.
It was just a nice change to. I appreciated the dating advice, and
That's it. That's
You're just trying to.
I mean,
March.
apparently it didn't work because he's still trying to pick up. So
horribly. I mean, what?
Dylan, you and me united forces just then, and then you turned it round back on me. Why do you think
You also tried to
Why
murder
do
me.
you think I try and murder you?
You also tried to fucking murder
Why
me.
do you think I try and do it?
Look, I was on your side, but I can't you just click a girl.
Dylan, you said there was a second trophy list.
Shadow of the Colossus trophy suck ass. Back to clicker girl.
It's okay as long as they're cute.
what's okay?
Nope. Tune in March. What day is Explosion Network Year 2 live? March 2nd, March 3rd. What day is it?
March
Someone asked me when I
3rd.
was drunk. 3rd? Okay, someone asked me when I was drunk in RTX. I was like, I fucking don't know. One of those days. Tune in March 3rd, where we'll be announcing Kieran's dating show
Yes.
with Clicker Girl.
I'll give you a highlight of the intro music. It'd be like, wow, chicka,
If
wow,
someone can get
wow,
in contact
wow,
with Clicker Girl, if anyone listening knows who that is and would like to get me her Twitter, I will get her on this show. She will be. If let's put it out there. If anyone listening can figure out who exactly Clicker Girl is,
If you work
I'd be
at
annoyed.
if you worked at RTX Sydney,
if you were an RTX Guardian, or they're called Guardian, yeah, Guardian. If you was an RTX Guardian, and on Saturday you were clicking, and you talked to 3 annoying guys at around somewhere between 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., I believe it was. If you talked to the 3 annoying guys, and you were there, and you're now listening to this podcast because someone told you that you were being talked about on this podcast, and you're like, okay, I'm listening, and we made the whole bit. Hello, Clicker Girl. If you would like to tweet at me, Viva Ladil, Vivaladil, or slide into my DMs, if you contact me, we will do the relationship show with you, and you can tell Ciaran why he failed. Will it be a bit? Will it be a real podcast, or will it be a fake podcast that's a bit? Don't know, but we'll make it happen. Clicker Girl, the call is out there.
So, Ashley, where can people find you?
you can find me on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY. It's
And
a bit of a thing.
Dylan, it's a bit of a graffiti. Dylan, where can they find you?
Look at Ciaran just trying to wrap this show up. He's like, the hole has gone very deep.
Yeah.
Clicker Girl, it's at Vivaladil, Vivaladil.
And you can find me at your boy Ringo or over on twitch.tv/Explosion Network, where I'll be streaming something this week at some point. If you want to check out the show, either go to either of our Twitters at Explosion Pod for our Explosion Network Twitter page, or if you want to tweet us about Platinum Explosion, tweet at PlatPodcast, at Plat Podcast, because for some
Podcast.
reason, whoever set up Twitter...
Pod was taken. Pod was taken.
Tweet at PlatPod, tell them to give us that URL. Thank you very much for tuning in to the number one PlayStation show of the Oceanias. Tune in next time. It's been a pleasure to plat you.
I know what the fuck you're on about.
What?
Plat.
February, check out our YouTube and social channels for video content from RTX Sydney, where everything began for the Explosion Network crew last year. On March 3rd, we'll be running a celebratory Twitch stream to mark year 2 of the network. It'll take place 10 a.m. Sunday morning to midnight and feature the usual shenanigans, but also some exciting announcements about new content coming from the crew in 2018. So make sure you keep that Saturday free. Of course, our weekly shows continue with Pleasure Explosion on Mondays, Platinum Explosion Tuesdays, and Grandstand Gurus Thursdays, each at 12 p.m. Catch our live streams at twitch.tv/Explosion Network and keep your targets locked on explosionnetwork.com for all our explosive content. Happy birthday, Explosion Network. But more importantly, happy birthday.
See, when you first talked about Clicker Girl, in my head originally went to The Last of Us. So I thought
It
it was
does
like,
for me too every time I say it.
yeah. So I was thinking it was like a Last of Us cosplayer that Ciaran was trying to hit on, with like the face.
That's
and
a very weird cosplay to
the-
go for.
Yeah.
Hey, Clicker Girl. It's me. It's Ciaran. I know you're listening. It's fine. We had a moment. It was sweet. It was full of laughter, full of serene joy. If you want to hit me up at your boy Ringo, I'm all yours.
Is that a bit?